Welcome to the Elon Effect, your daily check-in with everything orbiting the worlds of SpaceX, Tesla, X, Neuralink, and the Boring Company. I'm your host, Miles Vega. Let's dive in. NASA may be making one of the biggest strategic shifts in its return to the moon program, and it puts SpaceX at the center of everything. According to new reports, NASA is revising its Artemis mission architecture in a way that reduces Boeing's role and significantly elevates SpaceX's Starship rocket. Under the original plan, Boeing's Space Launch System, known as SLS, would launch astronauts aboard the Orion capsule and send them toward the moon. Once there, a SpaceX Starship lander would meet the crew in lunar orbit and carry them down to the surface. But now, that plan may be changing in a major way. Instead of SLS sending Orion all the way to the moon, the new proposal would have Orion and Starship meet in Earth orbit first. From there, Starship would take on the critical role of transporting astronauts to lunar orbit and ultimately to the moon's surface. In other words, Starship would no longer just be the lander. It would become the primary vehicle driving the mission forward. That's a massive shift. If implemented, this would dramatically reduce the role of Boeing's SLS rocket, which has faced years of delays and massive cost overruns. Originally expected to launch as early as 2017, SLS didn't make its first flight until 2022, and the cost per mission is estimated to exceed $4 billion. Meanwhile, SpaceX has been rapidly advancing Starship, a fully reusable rocket system designed to carry massive payloads, and eventually humans, to the moon, Mars, and beyond. NASA's move appears to be part of a broader effort to accelerate the Artemis program, which aims to return astronauts to the moon by 2028 for the first time since the Apollo era. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman is expected to meet with key partners, including Boeing, SpaceX, and Blue Origin, to review progress and discuss potential changes to the program. Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos, is also developing a lunar lander under a separate NASA contract, meaning competition in the program remains intense. However, any shift away from SLS could face political challenges. The rocket has deep ties to government funding and congressional support, and NASA has stated it remains committed to using the SLS architecture through at least Artemis 5. Still, the fact that NASA is even considering this change signals something important. Starship is no longer just an experimental system, it's becoming central to America's future in space. If this plan moves forward, it would mark a major transition from traditional, government-led spaceflight toward a more commercially driven model, one where companies like SpaceX take on increasingly critical roles, and in this case, not just supporting the mission, but leading it. For now, the plan is still subject to review, and final decisions could evolve. But one thing is clear, the balance of power in space exploration is shifting, and SpaceX is right at the center of it. That's your tech news for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing and leaving a quick review. The Elon Effect is a Cerebra Media production. I'm Miles Vega, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.